Hello, everybody. Welcome to this channel. I'm Kay. Today, I would like to talk about inspirations, like personal source of inspirations, because sometimes when I go on YouTube and I would, like we all have that new news feed page, right? And it's based on the videos that you usually watch, and then it's compiled then it's compiled into recommendations, or the newest kind of videos would then be suggested onto that page for you to browse. That's out of the algorithm, right? So sometimes when I watch that page, my own page, I would feel very uninspired, because I was like, my goodness gracious, like the world is so boring. Like maybe it's actually just my world is so boring at that time, right? I mean, we all have these kind of moments. We all have this kind of feeling uninspired moments. And so that's why I suddenly got this inspiration for this video, which is like, where do my personal source of inspirations come from? And I would like to share with you today. I don't have a list. Like, I literally don't have any script written down, so I'm just gonna go with the flow and see what comes up in my mind. The first thing is Instagram. Yes, I do browse Instagram a lot in a way, but not browsing to check on my friends or people that I know, like, not in this way. Like, I don't check how people are doing, nor do I check like celebrities news, or any kind of trend setting things. Like, I'm just not such a person. So what I usually do on Instagram is to browse the browse page, like literally the browse page, because they would, there would be certain new recommendations showing up on the feed for my visual inspirations. And the way that I use Instagram is that I train Instagram, my account, into what I want to receive, instead of letting Instagram to push whatever kind of materials or images that they actually want to send to me, or to attract me based on commercial purposes or any kind of trend setting purposes. So what I would do is type in the keywords. There's a search engine, right? So I type in the keywords, say I love ceramics. I personally do. I love pottery and ceramics. I would then type in the keyword ceramics, and then I see what shows up, right? And then I check all the images, the posts, and then I click into the ones that I like, and then I would purposefully press the like button of these posts, of these pictures, and I would also save them, into a folder that I create for myself on Instagram. The reason I do this is by liking and also subscribing, but on Instagram is actually follow, right? So I would follow, also like whatever posts that I actually do like, their aesthetics, their quality, and also their contents. The reason is I'm training the algorithm to send things to me, to recommend things that I like and actually fit my taste, fit my visual appetite. Okay, so over time, very quickly, actually, it's just, you can do this in a few clicks, and then upon refreshing your page, it's already a totally different repertoire of images. The quality, so the more that you train it, the more it gets refined into the way that you want it to be. So that's why I'm very conscious when it comes to the images show up on my page, because for those that I actually don't like like I don't want to see any more of this kind of quality or contents on my page, I would actually click the I think it's a three dots button on the right upper corner of the post. I would actually click it, and there's one option that is called like don't recommend to me again, something like this. So basically I would just tell Instagram that don't recommend again, or say not interested. So there is such an option. So then that's another way to reinforce the algorithm to tell it that I don't like this kind of post, so don't send this to me. So this is another reinforcement step that I would do to filter out those contents that I actually don't like. Okay, so it's in a way to refine my source of inspiration on Instagram, because Instagram is a very good way to for me personally to browse different cultures, cuisines, and also fashion, art, lifestyle, plants. There are so many different categories of arts and lifestyles on there. It's very down to earth, and it really is just how I want to build the profile for myself, like I've seen the algorithm. So then the images would then be suggested to me, and also I get to see new images every single day. Like if I want to what was that, like is to fulfill my sweet tooth for the visual part of me. So Instagram, yes, that would be the one of the options that I would go to when it comes to source of inspirations for the visual part. Pinterest would be the second one. Pinterest would be very good for me personally to arrange any kind of concepts or visual ideas that I like to collect and turn it into an actual collection. So into kind of like a repertoire on a specific theme. So Pinterest is very useful. I really love the browsing page as well. The browsing page and also the news feed page, because it's actually the same logic that I just mentioned with Instagram. You can literally train the entire algorithm by using the specific keywords that you insert. That's what I usually do as well with Pinterest. So that would be for the visual parts, right? What else source of inspirations? I really now that this one's a little bit unusual, I guess. I'm not sure, maybe you also have this kind of, maybe it's also one of your ways of gaining source of your source of inspirations. So for me, I really get inspired by learning about problems, like issues. I am really intrigued by problems because I'm kind of like a natural problem solver. Like I love problem solving, not in the sense that like mathematically, okay, but it's more of creative problem solving. Like I really enjoy the process of solving problems, be it is in any way actually. Yeah, but it's just not very mathematical, not in this sense. It's more of, I would really dive into the very understanding of like the root cause. Yes, that's how I think as a person. So that's why sometimes I might think like a system, like a computer scientist or something like this. Like, because I'm like, okay, I need to troubleshoot the root cause. I need to diagnose the entire thing. So even when it comes to cooking or when it comes to filming, I would really try to find the not shortcut, but the most efficient way to troubleshoot problems. So that's what I meant when I said it gives me such inspiration, is because when I see a problem, I would be so interested in learning about what it is. I would be like, no, that's a challenge. That's a challenge. Challenge accepted. So that's why that's actually one of my source of inspirations. Because whenever I hear, say, even if when it comes to hearing people's stories or what they are struggling, people's struggles, even when it comes to medical situations, I would be very interested in looking into things like this, because it's really about what I care. It's about what I care, and I care people a lot, and I care about the world a lot. So that's why there are so many problems for me to get me inspired, to be inspired. So I just really love watching documentaries. That's also one, and that's the fourth way of how I usually gain my inspirations, is that I'm very interested in watching social documentaries, cultural documentaries, ancient knowledge kind of documentaries, because and also psychology kind of documentaries, and also art. So there are many things that I really browse a lot, from art to culture to metaphysics, history, religions, like religious studies, also cooking, culture. So there are many things that traditions. So things like this, and I would say it's because I'm very attracted to understanding people in general. So everything that I just mentioned really is all about people, right? It's about humans. It's about the environment. It's about the world. So if I say in a more broad sense, is that anything that is about people, environment, culture, tradition, I would then be looking into them. And when I see any problems, I would then be very intrigued, and then I would have a lot of inspirations just by learning about them. So it's through the process of understanding and learning about these topics, I would then gain a lot of inspirations. So yeah, so that's the third way. That was the third way, which was problems. Like I would listen to people's problems. I would really listen to different kinds of issues, be it economy or like anything like this. And then the fourth way was what was that? Documentaries. Yes. The fifth. What else? I love walking. I really love walking and observing. So observation is another major way of how I gain my inspiration. I love walking a lot. Like I love city walking or any kind of walking. I can walk on for 2 hours. Like naturally. and I get really energetic just because of walking and keep observing, looking around, just basically looking at people, and then going into stores, but I don't buy anything. I'm not the kind of person that loves shopping at all. I simply go into the shopping mall just to watch. So that's how I gain a lot of inspirations, because I simply just watch and learn about it. Like you know what? When it comes to cooking, there are so many dressings, right? Dressings that we use, sauce, for the dish. And I get particularly interested in the dressings and sauce, because how I see it is that sauce, okay, not source. Sauces for different are, let's put it this way, every single cuisine has a particular taste in a way, right? And it's because of the dressing. And of course, the cooking method would be slightly different. But basically, what's the game changer to me is really the sauce. It's in the sauce and the dressing. So that's why I'm very interested in that. So sometimes when I go to the store, I would actually pick up the condiment. So the sauce is basically condiment, right? The condiment, what I would do is I go to the grocery stores, supermarkets or whatever, and then they sell condiments, right? I would actually pick up the condiments and then look at the ingredients, like go to the back of it, not the front. The back of it, the back of the packaging actually would specify which kind of ingredients they use, right? In that particular sauce, that dressing or condiment. I would actually look at the ingredients and I was like, oh, that's how they make it. Well, I would just look at the very raw ingredients that they use. And I would then already get a very general, quite a detailed picture in a way of how this particular sauce is made of. So then, and also I would take pictures along the way to get inspirations. Like say, the other day I was on the street and I passed by a restaurant. It was a Thai restaurant, Thai restaurant. And then on it says, so what so there was a picture that it was on the window. They stick it on the table. They stick it onto the window. So then when I passed by their shop, their restaurant, I would see it, okay, from the outside of the restaurant. So I was like, okay, this dish looks so interesting. But then because I'm vegetarian, so their dishes are all non-vegetarian. So, however, there was that particular picture that that really attracted me, because it was kind of like a curry, like seafood curry stuffed in a bread, okay, but made in Thai way, like Thai style cuisine. And I was like, wow. And then there was another one that was like a coconut, like a whole coconut, and they cook it with coconut cream. And what was it? I think it was meat in that picture, but yeah, I think it was meat, but then they actually mix it with coconut cream and stuff it back into the coconut. And I was like, oh man, I'm so inspired. So that's how I also get inspiration from just walking around. I get a lot of inspiration just from walking around, actually. I think 60% of my inspirations come from just walking around and observing. Yeah. And because then I would be like, okay, you know what? I can turn it into vegetarian in this way when I cook. So it's very interesting to kind of like twist it a little bit and then just make it in your own way. And I think that is quite fun, right? It's the same as the condiments that I would just walk around in the grocery store and then just pick it up and then just, okay, that's how you make it. And then take a picture, and then I just got it. And then it's because usually it's just very easy. It's super easy to make. It's, a lot of Japanese sauce, it's so simple to make. That was one. You basically just add mirin, sugar, and a little bit of kombu, the seaweed, to have the base, to have the soup base, and then add soy sauce. And then it would be super good. Like if you add a little bit of mirin when you stir fry vegetables, I mean, if you don't mind drinking alcohol yourself, and then you add, it gives off a completely different taste. Like the flavor, the scent is very appetizing. Like it immediately turns the entire dish into Japanese. So it's really about a particular ingredient that would turn the entire thing into a particular cuisine. Okay, so say if you use lemongrass, then it would be very Southeast Asian. It would be super Thailand. And then it's like if you use cumin seeds, then it would be, or coriander seeds, or these kind of, or mustard seeds, then it would be very Indian. So it's really about the it's in the details. It's in the details. So that's why through observation I would learn about a lot of things. Just really silent observation. And what else? So I already mentioned 5, right? Let's wrap it up with the last one. Where do I? Now, I would conversations. I get inspired by just listening to people's conversations. Yeah, okay, when I talk to people, of course I would also get inspired, but I also get inspired, apart from this type of conversations, I also get inspired by listening to strangers' conversations. Like I would pay attention to what people talk about, but not that I like particularly just like stand there and I sit there just like eavesdropping. No, not in this way. It's just that I happen to be there. I just happen to be there. So that's why I then would listen to what they say, and I would kind of like go into their world and see from their perspectives, and I would realize that, oh, okay, wow, I never really saw it that way, and or say like, oh, I didn't know about that, or like, oh, there's a new restaurant in town. Okay, I didn't know that. So it's really interesting, and also I would learn about how when they interact with each other, I would then see, oh, okay, so you respond to him or her this way, that's quite rude. That's quite rude. But why? I'm like, but why? And then, or like some other people would be like, oh, I have this concern over because over about my one of my family members because he or she did something this way, da 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 da, and I would just be like, yeah, I see that. Yes, yeah. But of course, I did not interact. It's just I was just like, yeah, okay, yeah, I feel it, I see it. It's just like that. And so also when I hear the conversations, I would also, learn about their issues or problems. So then I would also get inspired by learning about their problems. So I get intrigued and I would look into books, look into information, to satisfy my own curiosity. So that's about it. And sometimes my inspirations really come from a natural drop of inspiration, like really sudden drop of inspiration, because I do love sitting and doing nothing a lot. Like not a lot, like sometimes I would spend time to actually just sit and not doing anything. That's what I mean. Like I don't do anything, I just sit there, and then it's basically me in kind of like a receiving mode, and just be very still and enjoy the moment. Yeah, sometimes I might pair this kind of moment with a cup of water and I literally just enjoy myself being there, breathing. So it's very comfortable and very soothing and very calming and relaxing. And the more that we feel relaxed, the more that we feel at ease, that's how inspirations usually come through us much more easily. So that is my personal experience. on my sources of inspiration. So if you like this video or find it meaningful or helpful or fun, please give it a thumbs up. I would really appreciate that. Thank you so much. And of course, thank you for your patience, support, and your time. And I hope to see you in the next one. Bye bye.